Hey y'all, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. If you saw my IG post yesterday, you know that I am just in need of some visual happiness, and I've been working on this card and video. So here is what I'm making for you today. It's just sweet, it's just simple, no big secrets in terms of techniques that I've used. It's just some down and dirty watercoloring on my Canson XL watercolor and my Arteza watercolor paints. I'm using this 1-inch flat wash brush for the whole thing, and I'm just laying down some color on a diagonal. I just thought the diagonal might be fun. This card is actually inspired by one that my sweet friend Mona Toth did several weeks ago, and I actually did this card before I got super sick, and I'm just pulling the video together now. So you can see that I'm actually working on two different cards. One is just one I wanted to do with this sweet Quatrafoil stencil that I used today, and that is from Whimsy Stamps. And I love a Quatrafoil almost as much as I love a Harlequin. So yeah, I love pattern. I love shape and texture. So yeah, so one of them becomes the card with the Quatrafoil, and the other becomes a card for Colorful Life Designs with one of their new release stencils. And I actually hope to have that video up tomorrow, just because it makes sense back to back with this one, and you know, I'm making them together. So unfortunately though, I don't know if I lost or left out the actual stenciling part. I use this beautiful distressed texture paste from Ranger with the crackle texture, and I love it, but I guess I just didn't film it. I don't know, because I was sick at the time. I wasn't sick enough to be hospitalized at that point, but I was still sick, so I don't know if it was sick brain made me forget. I don't know. And all I know is that I don't have the footage, so that's where we're at. So back to the painting, you can see that I am just laying down this paint. Every now and then I'll go in and brighten up one of the stripes that's a little bit older. Where it puddles, I use that towel on the right. I use that towel to kind of dab up some of the excess, especially where it puddles there on the tape. And I go back and forth and I add some extra layers of the paint pigment, if you will, because I just want it to be a little bit deeper to show through that Quatrafoil. And I don't know, I'm not going to belabor it. I'm just sorry that I don't have the part where I'm laying down the texture paste. But I love that stencil. Again, it's from Whimsy Stamps, and I just used the texture paste. I laid it through the stencil, and then I sprinkled on some frost. It's a frosted window pane. It's one of those very pretty clear, it's frostbite. It's glittery and clear, and it's a beautiful, beautiful embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. However, it did not stick. So what I ended up doing is I went back with my Versamark. See, I still have sick brain, y'all. I'm sorry. I go back with my Versamark over the whole panel, and then I lay down the frostbite. And apparently I didn't show that either. But I do that on this little heart too. I love that just because. I love that font. Christine, this is one from Simon Says Stamp, and Christina Werner created this whole set. And again, I just realized this is one that I received from Mona again. So Mona has very much inspired this video in multiple ways. And yeah, I thought that just because it was fun, because that's kind of just where I'm at. I didn't have a purpose. I just created it just because. And so in the same way that you saw me put Versamark over that whole little heart and then cover it with the embossing powder, that's what I did to the entire panel. And then it has a little bit of gloss and shine and glimmer, but the overall theme, I'll say, of this card is that rainbow and then the crackle on the paste. That crackle is absolutely amazing. So I show some up close ones, some up close photos here in a minute. Again, I apologize for my for my sick voice and for my sick brain. And I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. Hopefully I'll have the second video for this, or that coordinates with this, for a Colorful Life Designs, for one of their new release stencils. Hopefully I'll have that up tomorrow, Saturday. And so I just felt like the orange and the yellow kind of get lost because they're pale colors, right? So I pull out this neon orange, and it's much brighter than the orange that's on the paper, or that's on the painting rather, but I love it. I think it's just fun and it's happy, and again, it adds to that visual happiness that I'm just craving right now. And so I used my sweet little We Are Memory Keepers mini die cut machine. I don't know what it's called, but it was gifted to me and it works like a charm. Excuse me. And so I used my heart dies from Creek Bank Creations to cut those out. And I played around with my placement quite a bit, actually. I wasn't sure where I wanted it, but I end up offsetting it to the right. And I love when shapes or patterns kind of interrupt the boundaries or the borders of the project, if you will. It just adds interest, it adds character, it gives the illusion of continuation off of that project. And I just think that's fun. So just cutting off that little bit and kind of justifying it over to the right hand side, I thought was fun. So I used my acrylic block to hold that down. And then I'm putting glue all over the panel, making sure to get up close to the edges because I don't want my edges popping up. And then I mount the panel down on the card base. And that's my finished card. I do add a couple Studio Katya acrylic hearts. You can see there's 3 of them there. I think they're just super sweet. I do wish they were different sizes. I'd like them to gradiate in size. But look at that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? The crackle, the sparkle, the glimmer. That provides me a little bit of that visual happiness. So guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being patient with me and for all the well wishes. This is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. We'll see you again real soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.